up, and I'm going to knock it off the T-bat here. There's a lot of national talk about the SEC falling off now. They don't have the money. No. They don't have the coaching. Paul Feinbaum, Holly Carr, all the Fox Sports, the Big Ten people are saying this is the end. I ask you guys, is this a 5-year drought? It's been a 3-year? I'm saying in the next 2 to 3 years, the SEC is going to come. I'll go first. I think the SEC will come back because it still means more here. A small town like Alabama can still find a way to get a coach like Nick Saban. They're not going to stay down, even without the oil money teams, your Texas teams. It still means more in Georgia. LSU, look what they did to get Kiffin. I still say in the next 2 to 3 years, they're going to get off the schneid, like a Chris Berman would say, and they're going to get back into it. It's just not going to be one conference now, But I don't think it's going to be where we're too broke to afford it. So
definitely
what do your guys take? Rich, what do you think? You look like you want to say something.
Yeah, I mean, what? Because they're not in the national title championship for 1 year. I mean, like
I think it's 3. Well, you had Ohio State, Michigan. Now it's going to be.
They had 6 teams in this playoff.
Yes.
I mean, they had half the field. Just because they didn't get to the championship game doesn't mean that they're like, oh no, the SEC. Like, they're still a great.
That's a terrible ratio, bro. That's like if you ask 6 girls out.
It just shows how hard it is to win a national championship. Just like how hard it is to win a Super Bowl. Like,
yes.
I mean, I like it. I don't mind it at all. And I'm an SEC homer, and I want to see, them always be successful. But just, I don't think there's a drought. But there is a level of NIL that is taking up some of this, like, and the transfer portal is just out of control right now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, especially with a lot of people having so much eligibility that they're having extended college careers. So I think the NIL is definitely making an impact, but I wouldn't say that they're in a drought or anything.
And it's not going to be like a 10-year drought or nothing like that. You're not saying the 5. Okay.
No.
Okay. Kenny, what you think, brother?
I think honestly, like the whole NIL situation is great for college football in general, just because of the teams that are in the mix now and what teams can do and how easily they can build their teams now. The parity is great. I feel like it just makes college football more interesting. Has it hurt the SEC? Obviously, well, sure. But the thing is, once NIL, and what's going to happen eventually, once NIL gets regulated and all this stuff gets under control and there's more regulations behind all of it, kids are not going to just be looking at who's paying them the most money. They're going to be looking at the schools. They're going to be looking at just the pageantry. Yeah. They're going to be looking at the coaches that they're going to be paying even more attention to that. And they're going to be like, who's going to get me NFL ready? And most of those teams are going to be in the SEC. Not all of them, but most of them. And I think we're going to see a turnaround. I mean, we're going to see them getting the top recruits and all that kind of stuff again. But I really don't think that we're in that bad of a place. In a couple of years, I could see an SEC team winning next year. Georgia would have been really close. If Georgia could have pulled it out against Ole Miss, we'd probably be sitting there watching them in the national championship right now. So we weren't that far off. Sometimes it just ends up that way. Like it sucks for fans of the SEC, but I don't think it's all doom and gloom. I think within a couple of years we could see a turnaround. Yeah, and we could see LSU right back in there in the national championship again, probably in 2 years. So,
okay,
y'all buckle up for that.
Maybe next year, if Texas can get some people around Arch. What do you think, Big?
Well, we're about to find out with Texas. Texas has decided to do what everyone else is doing and load up through the portal. People are saying they're assembling the Avengers of college football down there.
Okay.
What I think the SEC's problem is they have not figured out the transfer portal and NIL. We have money. Like, if anything, Arkansas has Tyson. Everybody has these. Like, Mississippi State has Mossy Oaks.
That big. Love that.
They have that money there. The thing is they're still trying to do the old school way of recruiting. They're taking recruiting over transfer portal and bringing in these people. And it's proven now, just because you sign someone to a contract doesn't mean they're going to stay through that contract.
Right.
Georgia is currently suing a former player for not fulfilling his contract and transferring to Missouri.
Yeah.
Like, they're going after money now. They're like, you're not taking any money that you didn't earn. So that's going to change the game too. They're making people, which is funny, is they're making players accountable for their contracts and leaving early. Not so much the coaches. That's a completely different story. But I think what's happening is Texas is working on figuring it out. Texas is going to say they're the ones that are going to show everyone in the SEC, this is how you do it. Go get men and let someone else raise these guys through recruiting, and then just go pay them more money than that school will.
Had another question for Kenny. I'm glad he didn't bounce on me. I had a LSU question for you, brother. Go ahead. Tim. Yeah.
Oh, and I would just say, like, it takes time because historically no one pays players better than the SEC, whether it be legal or illegal.
Yeah,
like,
I heard what Ed Orgeron said.
Yeah, like Nick Saban likes
the back door. Now we bring it in the front door.
Right, like Nick Saban likes to pretend that he never paid a player at Alabama, but yet he had a BMW dealership and half the wide receiving core were driving BMWs. Like, come on, Nick. We know what was going on.
Because the Toyota dealership was like 100 miles the other way. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. So like Nick Saban is smart. Like, I guarantee he never touched a bag of money. But he had plenty of bagmen. Only
his money bags. But here's the question.
Carlos, what's your take on this?
Here's the thing. Are we going to see Vanderbilt do the same thing they did this past year? Probably not.
Well, so of course we are, because they just took the number one quarterback recruit from Alabama.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean from Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes
they're going to have a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I just think like the way these teams were climbing up and trying to be competitive, it's going to become like one of these other conferences, like the Big 12, where you only got two good teams. Because what happens is that not just the parity, but the coaching, like you guys talking about Texas loading it up. Is Sarkisian the coach to be able to take these guys to the next level and win a championship? I mean, it looks like there was talk about him. He might even leave. Like a month before the championship talk started happening, because he was having issues with winning and the NIL and all that, and the portal and all that stuff.
I think that is just a lot of college noise. College football always has just a lot of noise with coaches because, again, Cignetti has messed it up for everybody. He really has. And so, like, now people are like, why can't you win? You've been here 2 years. You got to grow a program. It's still, you have to grow it. Like, he knew he had dogs and brought those dogs with him.
Well, here's a problem, Big. Like you just said, you got to do things a new way because now you have NIL, so you can't do things the old way. Like, so which one is it? Like, and the thing is, it's
a mix. You still got to recruit guys, but you still have to go to the NIL to fill in.
Yeah, players. But you're sending all these commitment letters, you're receiving them, and then 3 weeks later, the guy's like, "Yeah, nah, man. Oregon gave me a nice book bag that said Nike as the new shoes, and I like that better than than what you had given me."
100% kids picking schools because of uniforms anymore. 100%. They're picking schools based on how big that book bag is with money in it.
Right. That's what I'm like. But you had said that the SEC has to like move forward and do things differently now, and then you're talking about, well, these guys, these coaches are still trying to do it the old way. So this is what I'm saying. It's gonna be like the conferences that we used to make fun of. Rob